Well guys, we got another day of random things to do on the FJ40. We're starting off with coilovers again. Yes, more valving on the coilovers. So if you guys saw a previous video, we did go through and do some revalving. I think we got one more adjustment to make. I talked to Radflow and they recommended adding a little bit more rebound. Doesn't make sense, but if you think about it, it kind of does. If you think of the truck kind of as a teeter-totter. So obviously compression is when you're compressing the suspension, rebound is when you're rebounding or coming back up. If you think of it as kind of a teeter-totter, not that it is, but it kind of acts like a teeter-totter in certain situations, whereas when you hit the brakes, the front will dive, but the back will also lift. So if you think about it like that, adding rebound does help with like slower moving body roll and slower moving dive and lifting up of the suspension. So that's what we're gonna try. We're gonna leave the compression alone. We're just gonna add a little rebound. We don't wanna add too much compression. They said it kind of screws with everything once you get too much compression. So compression should be okay for now. A little bit of rebound, and then we got some other stuff to do. So I've been kind of slacking on winch. We need to get the winch hooked up. So we got a Smitty built 9500 XRC. We also have a synthetic rope that I want to throw on instead of the cable. These are just a lot safer. These things, if you snap a cable, it could definitely could kill you if it hit you in the head. So these are a lot safer. Obviously, if you're not using these right, you can still get hurt, but these are definitely safer. So we're gonna swap to that. And something I have definitely been putting off is my exhaust issue. So when it runs under, here, I'll just show you since we're on the lift. The exhaust runs right up there, and that 3-inch where the collector is like 3/4, maybe a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the floor, which the floor gets really hot. I want to try to fix that. So we got a couple different things we're going to do. So you could do just a regular conventional exhaust strap. I don't really want to do it because when you wrap your pipe, it holds the moisture in and it actually can cause the pipe to rust and just fall apart. We don't want to do that. Well, we only want to protect the heat from the top side. So this is basically an exhaust wrap, but it's actually an insulation blanket, and it's got the aluminum on the outside and just got these ties to it. So we'll just basically wrap that over the top of the exhaust, and then in here we got this other piece, which is kind of the same thing, but this is actually going to go on the floor with the aluminum side pointed at the exhaust. It'll kind of help the heat radiate back off of the floor instead of just going right into the floor. So this stuff actually is self-adhesive, but I'm not so sure it's actually going to stick on the floor because the bottom of the floor is Raptor line, so it's like it's a textured coating. We're going to try it. If it'll stick, yeah, great. If not, we're going to have to kind of bolt it to the floor. I don't really want to put a bunch of bolts on the inside. I don't know if that's the only way to do it. I mean, I guess we could do rivets maybe, I don't know, but we got to figure out a way to get that mounted up. So first things first, we're already working on coilovers. We're going to pull these off. We'll start with the back. Pull the back coilovers off, pull the springs, everything off, pull the coilovers apart, mess with that valving, and then we'll go to the front. And then while this thing's on the lift, I think we'll just tackle the exhaust to get that heat wrap on, and then we'll go try it out. Well, we got the pipe wrapped, you can see. So this is the top. So it's gonna help with radiating heat to the floor because we got, like I said, we don't have much room to the floor here. And another good thing about this style is it's not sealed in. So you're not just trapping all that moisture into the exhaust pipe. So I think that's really gonna help. Next thing we're gonna try is some of this on the actual bottom side of the floor. Reading this, it shows, although floor and tunnel shield will stick to almost anything, obviously it's got to be clean, but we're going to see if it sticks to almost anything. Like I said, the bottom of the tub here is this textured Raptor liner. We're going to see if that sticks. If not, we're going to have to figure out some way to get this stuff to stay on the bottom of that floor. Well, we're back on the ground. Shocks are done. We gotta go try these out, and I think we actually lucked out on that heat shield stuff for the actual floor. That stuff was so sticky. I think it's gonna stay on for good. We got basically where the exhaust is close to the floor. We got that all lined with that barrier on the floor, and then we got the heat shield on top of the exhaust. I don't think that's gonna be an issue any longer. Now, when I had my wife out for a little joyride in the field, she did say the floor was it felt way too hot. So we're gonna go drive around a little bit, see if that heats up at all. I doubt it will. I think we'll be good there. And then we gotta go see if this thing still has body roll. Now, well, it's gonna have body roll. Obviously, that small adjustment's not gonna fix all the body roll issues. We are gonna do a sway bar in the rear, but I'm hoping that will kind of slow down the transition from, you know, wanting to go into some body roll. So either way, let's hop in it. Let's go drive around a little bit and see how it does. Honestly, that does feel a little bit better. Now, obviously, like I said, it wasn't like a huge change in valving, so probably not, it's not, I mean, it did make it get a little bit of a difference, but it's not a crazy difference. I'd like to see how it kind of drives at a higher speed. I'm gonna hit the driveway, see how that works. It honestly soaks this field up really well. I'm surprised. It takes the bumps really nice. Well guys, honestly that helped more than I thought. I think with a sway bar it'll be perfect, but for now, until we get a sway bar on, that's not bad. The valving actually helps out quite a bit. One other thing, I figured out my transfer case, and it's all user error apparently. Every Toyota I've had, it's been, I mean, no matter what, you can shift it. You can shift the transfer case and you don't have to be moving or in neutral, or the stars aren't aligned or the moon's not out, whatever. This thing's a kind of a pain in the ass, but I figured out how to shift it. So what you gotta do to go from 2 high to 4 high, you gotta do that moving. You can do it in gear, but you have to be moving and off the throttle. But to go from 2 high down to 4 low, you gotta skip all the way through neutral really fast. You can't stop in neutral or it will grind going into low. So what you gotta do is you have to be rolling like 2 miles an hour with the transmission in neutral just to get it into 4 low. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Like I said, every Toyota I've had has been fine, but let's go try this out. So we're just gonna cruise. We'll do 4 high. We're just cruising right here and drive. And just like that, there's 4 high. No biggie. But when you're parked, you cannot get it in 4 high, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But to get it into 4 low, neutral, you can see we're just barely rolling, and you just got to go super fast down through neutral in the transfer case, and now we're in low. So it is kind of a pain in the butt, but I figured it out. I thought there was something wrong with the transfer case, but I guess it's just a little picky on how to shift it. All right, we're out driving around for a bit. It should be warm. It should be pretty warmed up, especially just, you know, going slow through the field. But right here is where the exhaust was coming. Oh yeah, I mean, that's not even really warmer than over here. Before you had touched that, I mean, it wasn't like hot, like burn yourself hot, but you could definitely feel quite a bit of heat coming through. Let's climb under here. And oh yeah, I can, oh, I mean, it's warm. I almost burned myself. If you were to touch the exhaust pipe, I guarantee it'd burn yourself right now. But above the on the bottom of that floor there, that's not even really that warm. I think that's gonna do the trick. What have we here, guys? This is the Freedair electric bike. I am super stoked about this, actually. This thing is sweet. So this one has the pedals. There's a few different styles of electric bike. This one's got pedals. It's got the electric motor for pedal assist. It's got a ton of different features. It's got hydraulic disc brakes. And then it's got GPS tracking and anti-theft on it. All right, let's go try this thing out. I don't think the battery's all the way charged up. Hold the power button for a couple seconds. Looks like it's firing up. All right, looks like I got 27%. Let's go for a rip. Oh yeah, it automatically kicks in the power assist on the actual pedal. That picks right up. Woo! And then what also it has is this little thumb button, so you don't have to pedal with this one. That'll just be just like a regular bike. You can see not pedaling, going up a hill here. That ain't bad. 11, 12, 15, 17. This, I think, is the power, is the pedal assist. Oh yeah, whoa, that's 3. That's max. So if we go down, obviously you got 0 there, 1. That's, I mean, that's a comfortable speed for just barely cruising. Power 3. Jeez, you can really pick up speed quick with this thing. All right guys, let's go do a little top speed run. We got this thing cranked on 3. Let's go all the way up to 7 on the mechanical speed. And with one hand, let's hopefully don't eat crap, but we're gonna go rip this thing. All right, we're going uphill here, a little bit of a hill. We're picking up speed, 18. This thing hauls ass. Woo! This thing cooks. And it takes so little effort. I mean, I'm starting out in 7th gear, and the assist picks right up. And we are cruising, boys. We better calm her down. no helmet, one hand, trying to film. Well, trying to go 30 miles an hour. Well, look at that, all that riding we did. We lost 3%, it's at 24. I think we started 27. So as far as the GPS and the anti-theft features go on this thing, you can actually download an app and you can set everything up to where you can actually set up notifications. That way, if your bike moves, it sends a notification to your phone. It's got GPS, so you can see the thing wherever it is on a map. You can see exactly where it is. So that's another awesome feature. Say if you're riding this thing to work and you live in a city and you're leaving it outside, say on the sidewalk or something, you got GPS, you got anti-theft, you got the app to where, like I said, it'll notify you if the bike even moves. Well, all in all, guys, I'm digging the bike. It's gonna be awesome to bring camping and, you know, just riding around the house or whatever, bringing the kids out on their bikes. It's gonna be awesome for that. So if you guys wanna check these out, you can head over to freedair.com. I'll have everything linked down in the description box for you guys if you wanna check these bikes out. Well, there we go. Winch is in, synthetic rope is on, our beautiful Summit machine fairlead is on. The front end of this thing is actually looking complete now. I'm excited everything fits as good as it does. It's really tight, but if you remember when I first put this winch in, these lugs were just almost touching the frame, so I did clock that up on top. Much better up there, so I'm happy with it. Everything seems to be working really good. Well, boys, checked a few more things off the list on what we got to do to get this thing complete. We are very close to getting this thing done. A few more things, like I said, sway bar. We do need to finalize the tuning, so I just really wanted to get this thing as complete as I can because I got to bring it to the guy's house and we got to go drive it around, and I want to make sure, I mean, I just want it to drive all right when I do that. So I want to get the sway bar in and a few other things, and then we do actually still have to pull this entire engine harness and dash harness, like the entire harness out of the entire truck and luminol. It's all bare right now, but I did want to wait till we get tuning figured out because I got something weird going on with the fan. If we got to rewire anything, I want to make sure, I want to do that before I go through and luminol, so we don't have to tear that all back apart. So either way, we're getting close. I'm excited. I can't wait to bring this thing out on some trails and actually use it. We're getting really close to that. I'm so excited for that. But either way, I'm gonna wrap this one up here, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Why don't you go smash that thumbs up, bud. Comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.